done.
Sam's got a cannon. He's got his 3 primary targets. 15 of those 16 TDs have been to Brad Bennett, Vance Hamilton, and Xavier Mitchell.
First down for the Jaguars at the 38-yard line. Some pressure, and Riddle will get wrestled down from behind, brought down that time by Kane Adams. So the Tiger line winning its battles so far here early.
Tigard lost 3 big-time seniors last year to graduation, but they've done a very, very good job stepping up and having some good kids fill in. Kane Adams was hurt last year, and he's been a big-time player for him this season.
Riddle motioning his teammates as the Jaguars bring it to the line in a hurry. Under pressure again. Nice dodge. Throws from the seat of the pants, and he's picked off. Pressure forces it. It's Jake Bigelow with the interception. The first of the year for Riddle. And that was one of the questions coming in, and it didn't take the Tigers long.
Yeah, that's one of those things where they're going to have to be able to bounce back. He hasn't faced that all year long, so that's okay. He's going to need to pick it up and start over again. With
all the battles that we talked about coming in so far, Tigard's defensive line, their pressure up front has been impressive.
Tigard is just fast. Like I said, them and Lake Oswego are the 2 quickest teams defensively in the state, and they are going to cause problems, as we just saw for Century.
Jet Even will bring the Tigers offense to the line. As we said, mostly run-oriented, but he has thrown the ball well this year when called upon. Give to the tailback, and a short gain there as there's good pressure defensively by Century and Cos Green, part of what you call the triple-headed monster with the first carry.
Three-headed monster. Cos Green, Zach Floyd, and Benny Wick, all 3 of them back from last year. Zach Floyd, player, leading candidate for Pacific Conference Player of the Year, 23 touchdowns last season.
A lot of speed there. We'll just call him Benny and the Jets. But got tripped up after a yard gain on the first carry. And you can see that kind of power eye, a little flex there in the backfield, but no call. And they'll go to the air. Pressure from the backside, blitz, and the drop by Daniel Hernandez, one of 3 Hernandez brothers, as he got the pressure in that time on Even.
Those are the kids, not necessarily the big-time names, but those are the kids that are going to have to step up and have a great ball game tonight if they're going to win here. That's a good play by Daniel.
3 Hernandez brothers, Juan the senior, and then the junior twins, Marcos and Daniel. They call them the Flying Hernandi at Century. And they get a little defensive pressure of their own, so a 3rd and 15 situation here for the team that prefers to keep the ball on the ground. Even for the year has thrown for a little under 100 yards a game, 4 TDs, 2 interceptions, and they will run it. Get it back to about the original line of scrimmage as the ball gets carried by Benny Wick for the first time. And so the Tigers will go 3 and out.
The major question tonight is going to be Tigard run versus Century D. Can they stop it? Because on paper, they do not have the linebackers to do so. So I'm going to be very interested to see if they can keep this up.
Zach Floyd back to punt with a short distance for the Tigers, and a little motion into it as well. He'll rugby punt it, try to kick the ball away, and does so successfully away from Brandon Martez, who's back deep for the Jaguars, and it'll get down right at the 20-yard line, and Century will have its 2nd possession of the game. Anything you've seen so far unusual to you, just in the pressures or coverages or anything?
I think Sam Riddle being out of getting out of some trouble just shows how athletic he is. He's going to have to be able to do that all night because Tigard is going to bring it. They're not going to stop with this pressure. So Sam being as athletic as he is going to be crucial.
Jaguars will bring a back into the backfield now for the first time. They've been mostly 5 out till now. And they'll give it to Devin Wiggins. And again, a short gain, good pressure up front for the Tigers. And first man on the ball that time for Tigard was A.J. Hodgkins.
Hodgkins has had a phenomenal year. He's only a junior, 6 foot, 220. Both sides of the ball, he's been killing it.
Listed as a backer, but they've got him up on the line right now in this front as they load up. No gain on that first carry, and they'll drop back into coverages now against Riddle, looking to go long. Plenty of touch. It's a one-on-one situation. Fade, was he in bounds? Out of bounds finally. Somebody on the crew got over there and said that he was out of bounds. Hamilton, the intended receiver that time, and that fade just a little wide. Xavier Mitchell, the intended receiver on the far, yeah.
Xavier was a unanimous first-team All-League kid last year, so he's one of those guys we're going to see all night long.
So another 3rd and long. Both teams have been through them. Century converted a couple before the interception. Pressure from both sides, and down goes Riddle. Got forced to the inside, and then finally they lower the boom on him.
Team speed for Tigard is going to be consistent all night long, so plan on seeing a lot of that.
Well, you've been mentioning that all week, and they showed it in a hurry there. Now, do they come after this punt, scrimmaging at the 15, or set up to go with a return? Robbie Schabrek is back deep for the Tigers. Hamilton, the punter. A high floating kick, but short. He's going to run up and make a catch. Boy, a little daring do right there. Devin Wiggins with the tackle, but Tigard in great field position now at the 40-yard line, but that was a high wire act right there.
Yeah, a little dangerous.
So the Tigers take advantage of the exchange, and they'll actually spot it at the 39-yard line, and a first down for Tigard there.
Chance Taylor's another kid that's really stepped up for Tigard. We're going to see a lot of him this evening.
Toss to the outside for Green. And he'll get about 5 before he's spun down.
Cause is actually, he's averaging over 11 yards of rush and 20 yards of reception. So to say he was a big play kid is probably an understatement.
With the speed that they have, does this team prefer going around the corners as opposed to smashing it between the tackles, or can they do both?
They can do both. Obviously, they'll bounce it out if they can. But once again, Benny Wick's one of the toughest kids you're going to find. He's 5'9", $190.
Give him 7 on the last carry, and they'll take it between the tackles this time. A short gain for Green. Got a fairly favorable spot, and he'll be close to the first down. And the officials are going to stop and look. Oh, he got a huge spot. They moved it up another yard after the original spot of the ball, and they'll give him a first down at the 28.
Pretty convenient.
Yeah. Save the crew time. Midway through the first quarter of a scoreless game. Big hole to the right side this time. And they carry for Manu Rasmussen in for the first time.
Manu's a kid we're going to see a lot of tonight. He's only a junior, hasn't had a lot of carries, but we have him ranked as one of our top DBs and top slot backs in the state of Oregon. So he's a kid that trained a lot with this year, and we're going to see a lot of.
Originally had him more as a wide receiver.
He's been playing receiver all year, but he had 30 touchdowns as a freshman here, and then 7 touchdowns last season, both out of the backfield.
In the red zone for the first time, a little crossing action, and Wick, the ball carrier. He'll get 2 or 3 before he's stacked up that time. Vance Hamilton on the stop for Century with some help that time by Sam Davidian.
No gain on the play, brings up second down and 10 to go for the Tigers.
Wick will check out, and Bradley Amaya is in.
Savon Sengsvon, the kid, the linebacker, second-team All-League linebacker from last season. Oh, there you go. Fumble.
Ball on the turf. Nice job to come back. The Tigers have it. One of the lead men, and pretty agile move for the lineman there. As he saw he was getting ready to pull, came back and got it. That's Connor LeBrun, who fell on top of the ball and maintained possession for the Tigers.
I feel like Century is going to need to create some turnovers tonight.
Or let the Tigers do it for him like that one.
Yeah, something, one way or the other.
Does create another 3rd and long situation now. And the Tigers will make a couple of substitutions. They'll bring Rasmussen back in on this 3rd and 15.
We're huge fans of Manu. Manu is one of the top players in the state, junior-wise. So watch him this evening.
You just like saying Manu.
I do.
Okay. 3rd and long here. They'll keep it on the ground, and it's Rasmussen forward. Got tripped up after 4 or 5 on the carry.
Tackled on the play by number 26, Daniel Hernandez.
He will be the featured back next year. He'll be that kid getting 30-plus carries a game, and he'll be, he's a legit D1 kid. He's got good genes. Right now he's 5'11", $165. He's only going to get bigger. His brother was a standout athlete here, so be expecting Manu to do some big things.
Daniel Hernandez on the tackle, and timeout rather taken by Tigard now with 4:03 to play in the first quarter of play. and they'll discuss what they're going to do. Go for it, kick, or do what? As it's no score here so far at Douglas Memorial Field. So the Tigers kind of running true to form right now, and they're just moving the ball down the field, but 4th and long, not exactly one they like to have in the playbook too often.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Tigers feel comfortable seeing what they've seen thus far. They're not looking to win the game here in the first quarter. They're looking to test the waters, see what they can do with the run, and see how far they can get down the field to, kind of using some clock. So expect Tigers to kind of continue doing this, but at the same time, every game they have a couple of those big plays with Kaz or Zach or Benny where they break it. Tonight it could be Manu. So very interesting.
And don't forget, if you like what you're seeing here, you can see more great action from all across the country on demand on PlayOnSports.com or go to YouTube and search for PlayOn Sports. Great games, all sports, high schools all across the country right here on PlayOn Sports. 4th and 11 from the power I. And they'll look to throw backside. Just a little bit too tall and incomplete. Fairly well defended that time. And the pass intended for Connor Olson, who was out there in the flat. Again, a little bit hard to see some of the numerals, but it was even worse early in the season here for Tigard. They were one of the high schools in the country that got some new uniforms supplied by Nike. Only problem was nobody could read the numbers, including their own staff. So those are getting worked on right now and getting fixed, and they hope to have them back in time for the next home game. But it's back to the, I guess it's the first high school with throwback jerseys. They can have their own retro jerseys, right?
They eight schools in America got that luxury, what they got. So yep. that was pretty cool.
Vance Hamilton with the ball for Century as they get possession on the exchange of downs.
Vance has had a big year, 5 touchdowns thus far. Look for him, just to get the ball in the open field and do some things.
Wiggins in the slot back. They fake this fly sweep, and Riddle with some room. Again, that maneuverability you talked about, and with leg drive, he'll get enough for the first down. It took 2 or 3 more guys to bring him down, but interesting there, we see Bill Smith not afraid to put his quarterback in some of those open situations.
I think talking to Sam earlier in the week, I think Bill's going to let him, Coach Smith is going to let him kind of do his thing. That's what Sam does best. He's able to kind of read, make adjustments accordingly, and he's such a good athlete. Just like that, he can get a first down for you.
Nice job, because that fake fly really opened up a seam for him to carry it.
Absolutely. I mean, and look at the jukes at the end. The kid's an athlete.
So they'll go trips left here with a first down at the 29. And Riddle just straight run. That's almost a wildcat there.
Yeah.
As he picks up about 4. Chance Taylor first to get to him. Benny Wick also there for the Tigers.
Chance and Benny, both first-team All-League linebackers from a season ago, both undersized but both extremely talented. So look for Chance and Benny to be key defensively.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it and you say, 5'9", 170, and that may be exaggerating, but they've got the speed to make up for it.
Yeah, they're both outstanding athletes.
5 on the carry, a little motion again, and an inside counter to Hamilton. Stumbled as he tried to get free. Just looked up and nobody got a helmet on Ethan Lang. And Lang was able to kind of just contain him for a loss of about 2 in the backfield and another 3rd and long situation.
Brings up 3rd down, 8 to go.
Riddle's a kid that likes the big game. He doesn't need to. He likes close ball games, so that's what he thrives on.
Yeah, as long as his team's got the bigger number at the end, right?
Yeah.
Slant in, a little contact. Century coaches are hollering, wanting a flag. They're not going to get it. Pass was intended for Xavier Mitchell, and Zach Floyd had the coverage and looked like his timing was fairly accurate there.
Yeah, Zach's a kid. I mean, offensively, he's lights out. Probably, other than Thomas, maybe Thomas Tyner, maybe the most exciting back to see play. And we'll see him here for the next few corners. Just his body control, very, very unique body control. And Floyd's a kid that I really, really like.
So Hamilton will get set to punt. Robbie Shabrek again is deep for Tigard. Short snap. Well, they nearly got a piece of it, but they hit the punter. So this one's going to come back.
First down.
And it should be a major, yeah. Tigard coaches are trying to claim that they got a piece of the ball, but it did not appear as though they did. This is the thing that confuses me, though, Jordan, with all these, motion on the punt and a short snap. Now, you're just opening yourself up to pressure.
Yeah, it's definitely something that can cause problems.
Well, it used to be automatic, 15 yards back from the center, and now everybody's, I don't know whether they're trying to razzle-dazzle with it or keep you off balance, but, there's your result right there. And Tigard came within inches, a couple steps of getting the block on it. Instead, it's a roughing to keep the drive alive for Century.
These are the type of breaks that Century is going to need to have happen tonight. I mean, to come into Tigard and win a ball game is something very hard for anybody to do. Aloha, as good as they are, barely squeaked it out a few weeks back. They had to come back from, a couple touchdowns down. So, Century, this is literally the biggest game they've played in their high school's history.
That Aloha game, 36-34, the only loss between the two teams. Century, on the other hand, has had blowouts pretty much, although they had that high-scoring win over Mountain View. That was a 50-45. They crushed their arch-rival Hillsboro last week. Time again for Riddle, flushed away. Holding call is going to bring this back if it's successful at all, and then he throws it into the sidelines. And are they going to call a grounding there? The officials pointing up the field, but I don't see a flag on the far side. The middle of the line, definitely a hold, though, against Century. And we'll see whether the Tigers want to just go ahead and go with the incompletion or if they're going to move them further back. They will take the penalty. 15 from the point of infraction, and they go all the way back to the 30.
10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
All right, 10, so it was a little bit extra on the walk-off.
I think Century's definitely going to be looking big play a lot of the night. They have the receivers to do it. That's kind of what they're going to be banking on. They're not going to be going 5 yards at a time, that's for sure.
And that's why with this quarterback's arm, 1st and 26, not that big a deal sometimes. They'll run it instead, though, and not get a lot on that carry by Devin Wiggins.
I just think regardless with the running game in Century, it's just not going to do a lot tonight. That's just not their ball game. So their passing attack is really going to have to be on.
Second down and 25 for the Jaguars.
Benny Wick and A.J. Hotchkins leading the tacklers that time. They'll keep the tailback, go with trips to this far side. Try to run a little bubble screen well read by Tigard, and the pass just a little bit too long for Wiggins. One man shot through there well, and Riddle may be lucky he didn't get a second pick right there.
Well, the team speed for Tigard, they haven't seen anything like this. So regardless of how much they prepare for it during the week, it's something you learn as you go. So you're going to see a lot of it tonight.
You almost have to use that speed against them and get them to over-pursue, over-commit, and
like
literally
that.
Trap them,
Yep.
But they read the bubble so well there. They've scouted. Corner's free if he wants it, but he does have to gain 25, and now he knows he's got to tuck it upfield and get what he can get. Takes a bump, gets out over the 40, and the hit by Robbie Shabrek will be enough to take him out of bounds, and Century will be punting from there, one would assume.
Sam dropping his shoulder right there just kind of shows you what he's capable of.
Yeah. I almost think if he turned upfield a little sooner, he might have had a shot at it. He waited so long that the pursuers were able to get there, but needing to get 25, he wanted to throw it instead of run it.
Yep.
Again, the deep man that you see is the punter, as they'll move Riddle out now. A little rugby start. Shabrek with a little more room this time to catch it. Gets some good blocking and gets through the initial wave, and then he'll be stopped just over the 30-yard line. Josh Sundquist leading the tacklers on special teams for Century. And the Tigers will have the ball again here in the final minute of the first quarter of play.
Century's D's got to feel pretty good thus far, but it's still really early. So, they definitely need to build off this and continue doing what they're doing.
And you almost have to, if you're Century, get the early advantage.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
make Tigard on its home field play catch-up. You don't want to dig a hole here. Wide open in the flat. Nice job to break one tackler on the catch by Benny Wick, but he never got the shoulders really turned upfield the way he wanted to.
The Century DBs are going to need to play, basically like a linebacker tonight. They're not going to be, Tigard won't be throwing a whole lot. So, they need to have that mindset, get up, make sure tackles, make sure that ball carriers don't get away. Because Benny Wick, Zach Floyd, those kids, they live on breaking tackles.
Just make sure you don't get beat on a pump fake in the flat, and then the kid races by you for a fly down the sideline.
Yep.
potentially our final play of the first quarter here. And a little delay, bouncing it to the outside.
And that's where you got
Rasmussen. And avoided the sideline. Inside the 25, tripped up inside the 20-yard line. We again should advise you that, as you can tell, we are in the press box at Tigard High School. Any of the shouts that you hear not coming from our crew, that was not Jordan cheering on the play, as much as you love the running of Manu Rasmussen, but he gets a big first down to the 17-yard line as our first quarter comes to a close.
Talked to Manu a few times this week, and he did mention that he was, ready to go, and this was going to be his breakout game. And I really feel like Manu for the rest of this season and all of next season, he's going to be one of the top players in Oregon. There's just so many Tigard athletes that can run the ball that you're able to divvy it up.
First quarter comes to a close, but Tigard's knocking on the door. No score. You're watching PlayOn Sports, your destination for high school sports.
We can get a player up here.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
Pitchback to Cos Green, number 25 for the Tigers.
Start of the second quarter, Cos Green carrying the ball for the Tigard Tigers as we welcome you back to Douglas Field.
Second down and 40 for the Tigers.
6-yard gain for Green on that one. And they'll shuttle him back in and out as Jet Even gets the call from Coach Craig Rucker and brings him to the line, 2nd and 4, looking to get the first score of the ball game. Big hole left side, and it'll be a 1st and goal situation for the Tigers. Cos Green, the ball carrier.
This is where Tigard's just extremely tough to stop. So fast, they'll hit the hole so quick that it's once they get down inside this area, they're tough to stop.
But it's the speed more than the strength.
Yeah, the thing is, Benny Wick, 5'9", $190, but that kid is strong. He could be the leading candidate defensively for Player of the Year in the conference.
Hodgkins in front of Green from the 2-yard line. And it's Green left side, spins and goes in, standing up for the score. Set up by the big run by Rasmussen at the end of the first quarter. And the Tigers are on the board.
That's Cos's 5th touchdown on the season, so he's having a good first 4 games.
Benny Wick to attempt the extra point. Chance Taylor, the holder. Low line drive, but it'll get through the sticks. And the Tigers are up by a score of 7-0. So we talked a few minutes ago, Jordan, about Century having the desire to want to get out early in front of Tigard. Your own coach has said, well, in the past we haven't matched up so well against them. We haven't done so well against them. That trickles down to your kids. They read those sorts of things. And so now you're down 7-0, and you've got to make sure that your kids don't get early on in that run of thinking, oh, well, here we go again, same old story.
Yeah, I think Tigard's going to score. They're going to score 5 touchdowns tonight at least. So what Century has to do is obviously put their own points on the board. Tigard's going to get theirs. Century just has to do a good job offensively of scoring like they've done the last 3 weeks. So, I don't think they get too down when Tigard scores, but at the same time, they got to put points on the board.
Yeah, but points from behind as opposed to points to get the lead back again are two different things,
Very
too.
true. Very true.
How surprised are you that we did not get a score in the first quarter.
Actually, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. It's the over-under would be not be 15, 24.
Fortunately, you didn't wager too much Northwest Elite stock on that one. So
no, none of that.
Wick set to kick it off. And a good deep kick this time inside the 5-yard line, being run back by Martez. He gets it over to the far side of the field. That was a nice job of getting all the way through the interference. Gets brought down at about the 26, but that's pretty tough to get that left side run back from that spot, and he was still able to get there.
Yeah, Tigers just fast everywhere. I mean, special teams especially too. So, I mean, with the speed thing, they'll be able to cover a lot of ground. It's just a matter of, hitting on your passes and getting yards after the catch.
So here's Riddle, averaging over 300 a game, second leading passer in the state in all classifications. And so far you've done nothing through the first 12 minutes and thrown your first pick. So they put it on the ground for now. Juan Hernandez, the ball carrier. No, check that. Hernandez was the blocker out in front of Hamilton.
With Brad Bennett being your receiver, he was a first team, as we talked about, a first team all-league quarterback last year. So him and Riddle can kind of mix it up where Brad can catch a pass and then hawk it himself.
Yeah, look for a double pass, true. No gain on that one, despite the nice block by Hernandez, and now they make a little shift. Motion through from Daniel Hernandez. And Juan Hernandez, the senior, out of the trio. The big brother at 5'5".
Yeah, he's huge.
And another 3rd and long. The Tiger defense has put Century in 3rd and longs throughout this game so far. They converted the very first one, and they've kind of struggled since.
Well, they got, 7, 8 returning starters. 6 or 7 of those kids were all league last year, so very, very talented club defensively.
Time for Riddle this time. Line holds up for him. Nearly picked but completed. Across midfield, Hernandez. Daniel Hernandez to the 42-yard line before he is brought down by Anthony Consolo. Best play of the night for Century.
That's big right there. That's really big. Anthony Consolo actually goes to Westside Christian but plays at Tigard. So very, very talented DB there, but good pass there by Riddle.
Jordan, slant route with timing. If you get it in the right spot, you can turn it into a breaker.
He's been doing it for the last 3 weeks, but it's not going to be anywhere close to as easy.
Pressure on him again. He's been flushed out of the pocket, but now has room as a result. Good downfield block by Hernandez, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line for another first down. Tell you what, the Hernandez brothers are small, but they pack a punch, and they come back and block for their quarterback.
And Riddle we had on our rankings board, in the 9-10 range to start the season. Well, he's up at 3 now. So, I mean, he's really, really done a good job of proving himself, but it's his feet that also make him so valuable, like we just saw.
He does have some maneuverability. Tigard brought shirts from every angle that time, and he was still able to slip free and pick up 14 and a first down. Man in his face again, open, incomplete. Oh, wide open was Bennett that time, and you can see the look by Riddle. Got the single coverage, got the man on the route he wanted.
If Century's going to win this ball game, they have to be able to catch balls like that. They can't be dropping footballs like that.
Yeah.
It's just too tough a place to come into and not have plays be completed.
That is one of those breaks you talked about. I mean, they get the look they want in the isolation and still can't convert it. Still one-on-one on that far side, though. And there's a motion again. Players are pointing fingers back and forth every which way, but remember, Tigard can move around. The Century kids, once they're down, they can't go anywhere.
Century brings back 4 all-league kids up front, so they've played together for a while, know each other. Austin Tim Jones, Alex Soroyce has a North Dakota offer. Sam Davidian and Sheridan Olds are all league kids coming back, 4 of them.
5 more against the Jaguars. Riddle surveying, making his pre-snap reads. Flushed out again. Looks to go long. Has a man. Caught.
Got him.
Is he over?
He's right at the
Waiting.
1.
No signal yet. They say it's just short of the goal line on the catch by Vance Hamilton. He had to stop and wait for the ball a little bit, but pulls it in. Riddle was awfully close to the line of scrimmage.
I think Vance just wanted to run a little clock.
Again, a great adjustment, and that is a tough one to throw. He's running forward and to get the touch on the ball.
That shows what Sam's capable of. I mean, he's just so athletic. It's incredible.
Well, we talked about where's Century going to get the points. That's where, as they take it into the end zone on the carry by Josh Wise, set up by the catch from Hamilton. And just like that, after really not even threatening, Century zooms right down the field and gets a score.
You know, that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to hit on some of those big throws and get themselves in position. I mean, the Tiger DBs are really good, so it'll be an interesting battle all night long.
And it looks like the Jaguars are going to line up a little swinging gate here, perhaps, and force the Tigers to scramble around. Riddle is in behind Hamilton. They have not made a shift yet. The tee is on the ground. They're going to go. Riddle zips it there. You got to break through the wall, and they don't do it. So Tiger defended it. I'm a little surprised you'd throw it toward the pack.
I just don't know about that right now. I mean,
you think somebody watched last night's college game a little too long to go for two right there?
I think when you have a chance to tie the ball game mid-second quarter, basically, you take it here at Tiger. So, you know, once again, I mean, regardless, Century's been scoring points all year long. Let them do what they're doing.
Now, I will say one thing. When we talked to the Century coaches before the game, and you just run down your typical things, who's your punter and so on. When I came to kicker, they said, well, it might be this guy. And they weren't being coy. They just didn't know. And, of course, they're not going to tell you a lot, too. So there may be some kicking woes, and they did mention one of the potential kickers was coming back from a leg injury. So perhaps Bill Smith doesn't have any faith in a place kick for an extra point right now.
And then, once again, you can just ask Sam Riddle to kick the ball.
South Salem out in front of West Lynn early, 15-7. That's still in the first quarter? Second quarter, all right. And now Hamilton, who was the snapper on that two-point conversion attempt, will be the kicker here. Tigard with 10 men up. Short kick, and that's why they're all up, taken by Nick Duran, and he's over the 40-yard line. Ball loose. Nope, they say he was down first. The Century kids are protesting, but the officials say he was on the ground first, and the ball will stay with the Tigers.
And brings the ball out to the 44-yard line. First down and 10 to go for your Tigers from the 40.
Nick Durant, 6'3", 170-pound transfer from Cali. He's only a junior, so that's
From
a
where?
kid.
Columbia?
California.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, tall and lanky, 6'3", $170.
Jet Even motioning to his receivers. A little different look in the backfield right now, and they'll toss it left side. Good job swarming in. The original crash by Zach Allen for Century. And as they help the ball carrier back up, nice sportsmanship there. Short gain for Benny Wick on the play as Allen got inside his block.
Yeah, Zach Allen, only a junior, has done a good job all season long. Thus far, Century has done a very good job, you know, with the overall run game of Tigard.
So Craig Rugger with a whole package on the sideline, and he also motioned and had Wick come over for a second and shouted something at him. So,
well, they're also
all sorts of things going on here.
Super dangerous. Zach had 23. Floyd had 23 touchdowns. Benny Wick almost had 20 last year. So a lot of scoring done on the ground.
And Floyd has attempted a couple passes too. And now timeout's going to be called by Tigard. It's their second timeout of the half. We are exactly 4 minutes into the second quarter. And a failed two-point conversion attempt, the only difference right now, with Tigard leading Century 7-6. Century with 119 yards of total offense so far to Tigard's 87. And not surprisingly, 95 passing yards for Century and 83 rushing yards for Tigard. Just the balance we thought.
Yeah, it's that'll be, if there's anything that's going to happen, that's going to be the most consistent thing that's going to happen all night long. Century's got to be feeling pretty good right now. They, you know, what is it? 7-6, 8 minutes to go in the second. So if they can hold them here, they'll have a good feeling moving forward.
Hey, don't forget, if you'd like to have more of your school's athletic events and activities online, talk to your school officials and then check in at playonsports.com/SBP. Find out how you can get your school activities on the internet around the world through PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. 2nd and 11. Century scrambling. Boy, they packed the box with 8 that time. Even trying to throw it over the top. Has a man caught. Chance Taylor is gone for a 57-yard touchdown. Perfect call by the Tigers staff as Century loaded up the box and couldn't handle it.
That's been, I think, the 3rd touchdown for Chance. Looks about the exact same thing every time. Chance is a very, very good football player. 3rd touchdown this season.
Yep, 3rd this season, his 9th catch of the year, and the 5th touchdown pass of the year for Jet Even, the guy who they said didn't throw the ball much, and he put perfect touch on that one over the top.
Jet trained with us all off season. I think he grew 6-7 inches.
From your training,
year.
really? Wow.
It's that special training. So yeah, no, he's done a very good job.
Benny Wick on to attempt the extra point. And the kick is good. 14-6 in favor of Tigard. 7:51 to play here in the 2nd quarter. And that is one thing, too, I think, Jordan, about this Tigard offense. We talk about it being run-oriented, but it is not a 3 yards in cloud of dust, grinded out, eat up clock run offense.
Well, that's what makes the pass attack so valuable is they do run the ball so well. You can't help but just prioritize for that. So, when you can complete passes like we just saw with Jet, it makes it that much more dangerous. So, run, play action. You're going to be able to do some very, very good things, just like we just saw if you can hit your passes.
And so many, though, those high school run-oriented teams emphasize possession and time of possession and hanging on to the ball. That's not necessarily the case with Coach Rucker's attack.
No, not at all. I mean, check out what we just saw. Chance is a kid that he can do so many things. I spoke with him last night, and he's really excited. We're going to have him as one of our up-and-comers on a new feature we're doing at Northwest Elite Index, so that'll be fun.
So what's an up-and-comer?
We have different categories. So we got top athletes, no offers. We have stocks on the rise. So look at the guys with stocks on the rise. It's individuals that continue to get better and better that you don't necessarily know about. Chance Taylor is a perfect example. He's 5'9", $170. Not your high-profile D1 guy, but a very, very good football player.
And somebody better find him in a hurry. It's his senior season.
Yep.
Jalen Brandon Martez with it again and again trying to get left side. Gets good downfield blocking again, winds up just about the same spot, about a yard or two short of where he was last time. And again, the Jaguars trying to play catch-up. Will have the ball at the 24-yard line. Don't forget our Play On Sports halftime show coming your way from Tigard High School, their band. One of the things they showcase pregame, showcase them at halftime as well. We'll have all the color and festivities of halftime for you here on PlayOnSports.com. 2 more great games for you next week. Jesuit at Sunset and our first Southwest Washington game. A showdown there, Skyview at Camas. Quick toss, and there's the guy we've been talking about, Brad Bennett, hauling that one in from Riddle. And a late flag thrown after the end of the play. Thrown on the Tigard side of things. While we've got a lull, we should note here, too, we'll try to get a picture of it later on. The Century side to flash their plays in using the big photographic boards that have been in vogue at several schools. And I think the first guy that writes the tell-all book on how to break the photographic code is going to become a multimillionaire.
All 3 of these Century receivers worked out with us.
Play. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the defense.
So it had to have been on the shove out of bounds then. And it adds 15 more, brings the ball out to the 49-yard line where it's a first down there for Century. We'll try to get a shot for you later on of the far sideline of the pictures. We'll get it during the game so we can show you what we're talking about. They're not nearly as fancy as the college boards, mind you. Pressure here. Now, no picture is going to help that one, because Nick Duran is staring you in the face, and that's all you need to know. And Sam Riddle goes down again.
Yeah,
you talked about speed a lot here, but this is strength right now. This is just overpowering the offensive line.
Yeah, well, I think, to say because they're fast, they're not strong, Tigard's one of those teams that's just both. So, not big kids on paper, but super fast and strong.
2nd and 19 as Riddle shouts the instructions to his line. Trips to the narrow side of the field this time. Steps up and has room. Open man, and it'll be a first down and more. Great juke move by Daniel Hernandez, and he takes it down to the 30-yard line.
Daniel Hernandez has been the X factor thus far. You know, he's that kid, like we were talking about with the Hernandez kids. Those are the kids that are going to have to step up if Century's going to want to win this ball game, because, you know, they're going to be keying on their main guy. So great play by Daniel once again.
Gets him another first down. Spotted at the 28-yard line. That's a 23-yard gain on that pitch and catch. They again go trips to the narrow. Riddle throws to the ISO side. Man open, caught.
Got him.
Touchdown, Century.
Got him.
Xavier Mitchell with the catch. Good coverage. There was not much more that Zach Floyd could have done on the coverage.
Absolutely perfect pass right there. Zach Floyd, all-league, all-state DB. I mean, you can't do anything about that. Just tip your hat.
17th touchdown of the year for Sam Riddle. Now, however, since you goofed up the first conversion, you put yourself in the position of having to go for 2 again to possibly tie.
Yeah, it could be a 6 or 8 point thing all night for Century. So, you know, we'll see what they want to do here.
Again, keep in mind Hamilton, who is a good hands-on player, is the snapper in this formation. Riddle with the tee down. Interesting, he stands and straddles that. And here they go again. Double pass. Oh, look out. Somewhere the band is on the field, and they find Riddle, and the conversion will work. No flag. It was a lateral on the second pass, apparently. I'm not sure that's the way they drew it up, but it worked.
With Sam Riddle, you can do a variety of things. He's even a kid that is probably the best DB they got. He's just not playing DB because he's the quarterback. So, you know, he's just like we saw right there. Anything you need clutch, he's the kid that you want doing it.
And we just got word the official score had that 9-6, 4-3, 4-2 with the tag. On the play, it's a 2-point conversion, and we are tied at 14 midway through the second quarter.
And you write that down next time.
Yeah. I would love to know if Bill Smith drew it up that way. Or is that one of the options that they talked about? Well, if it doesn't work this way, pump fake it, we'll come back the other way.
Guaranteed drew it up just like that.
All right. So the swinging gate to Jimmy Chitwood ties it up at 14. As Hamilton gets ready to kick. I mean, out of all that, the guy that handles your kicking is snapping the ball on the conversion. That's the really unusual part about it. So you're kind of saying, all right, we're going to put the kicking tee down, but our kicker is snapping the ball, so we're not going to kick it.
You got your all-league slot back snapping, which isn't your your typical.
I don't know, maybe he snaps it, runs around, and kicks it. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
A little different.
Hamilton ready to boot it. He's got plenty of leg.
It's a good kick.
They pin it well into the side boundary. Still live ball.
Live ball.
And Tigard may have it. It's a wrestling match right now, and they
got it.
Have it.
Wow.
The ball fumbled away by Green. He waited too long. And Century has the football with Josh Packard recovering it. Green slow to get up, and the Jaguars are in great position.
These are the type of breaks that you and I were just talking about that they're need to have go their way. I mean, this is just necessary to win it at Tigard. So, you know, great job, special teams right there. That was a good kick, like you said.
You get a kid thinking that, you've got probably somebody on the sideline saying, sideline, let it go, and it bounces and stays, and you forget it's a live ball sometimes. Yep. As a result, 1st and goal, Jaguars at the 9. Pressure coming from the corners. Riddle hit as he throws, one-on-one, touchdown again. Mitchell the catch over Floyd. And the Century fans are making plenty of noise on the far side of the field.
Xavier's a kid, like we said, first team all-league unanimous as a junior. Spoke with his dad earlier this week, and Xavier's a very, very promising athlete. Going to be a kid we're actually adding to our top athletes.
There's nothing else Floyd can do. He's got 3-4 inches on him. He defended it as well as you can.
Great D.
All right, here we go again. And the back guy, by the way, is Bennett, last year's quarterback, and they convert it this time all by themselves to the near side.
Zach Allen.
So 2 out of 3 on the 2-point conversions, and after a huge turnover. That's a major break.
Yeah.
Something in the middle of the field's one thing, but that kick at the 9, a major break, and Century out in front by a score of 22-14 over Tigard. Century, remember, looking for its first win over the Tigers since the Jaguars came into the Pacific Conference.
With a win here, Century would set themselves up with a game versus Tualatin that would probably be for the title.
And that's still 4 weeks down the road, too, by the way. So.
Correct. So it'll be very interesting. Like I said, this is the biggest game in the school's 11-year, 12-year history, whatever it is. So definitely a lot of excitement in Hillsboro.
The Jaguars opened league play last week with a 66-6 win over Hillsboro. The Tigers defeated Glencoe 21-7. Two return men back this time for Tigard.
Coach Bill Smith has just done such an outstanding job for Century. Had a good conversation with him, and he is just, he's been there since the beginning, and he has just hung in there, and he's really done a good job leading the senior group.
The low squib kick taken by one of the up men, and they'll have the ball out about the 40-yard line, the run back by Joe Lobato that time. And again, keep in mind, as we said, Bill Smith coached with Craig Rucker at Glencoe. The two were together there, so they know each other very well, know each other's philosophies.
Absolutely, two of the most respected coaches in the state of Oregon, so it's a treat to be able to see these guys play tonight.
So, Century on emotion. The defense needs to get rid of that emotion right now, play very level here with the ball out near midfield. Tigard has to remind themselves that there's 2.5 quarters of football left.
Yeah, this is, Tigard's still feeling comfortable. I think they are just so dangerous. They could put up 30 in the next, quarter.
Yeah, I think both teams are making up for the scoreless first quarter.
Yep.
We've had 5 touchdowns in less than 6 minutes of football in the second quarter of play. Even, out into the flat, man open, cost that adjustment. 4 tacklers surrounding him, and he still continues to move. Cos Green gets it inside the 25, ball down, loose, and it's fallen on by Tigard. Nobody could find it, and finally the downfield lineman, Janik Ward, keeps the possession for Tigard, and Green is down on the field for the Tigers after that hit. He took the first hit, and then I think he took another pop trying to find the ball and scramble around.
Sheridan Olds, 6'4", 220, big kid. Know him well. Good work there.
Green up quickly, that's a good sign. He'll have to take at least a play off, and that'll give him time to get the shoulder pads stuffed back inside his jersey. A.J. Hodgkins will come in to replace him, and a big save there by Ward to prevent back-to-back turnovers. It's a first down at the 24-yard line.
First down and 10 to go for your Tigers.
Janik Ward's a kid we really like, junior offensive lineman, very talented.
He's got good size, too, in his junior, about 6'2",
240.
Yeah.
Yep.
They'll go I formation here. Floyd, the tailback, he'll take the pitch behind Hodgkins. Nice job to cut it back inside for yardage, and he'll get another first down inside the 15-yard line. That was supposed to go wide, Jordan. He made a great read to turn it upfield.
I think we're going to see a lot of Zach Floyd for the rest of the game. He's the go-to guy. He hasn't necessarily had a lot of carries thus far, so I expect to see Zach get the ball a lot.
Floyd, the leading ball carrier by far for this team, with 54 carries coming in, so averaging just under 20 carries a game. Benny Wick and Connor Olson will come in now. And they're going to measure. They didn't give him a very good spot after the play. So the officials will bring the sticks in and take a look at this one. The band warming up a bit. We'll have all their activities there at halftime for you on the PlayOn Sports Halftime Show from Douglas Memorial Field.
We're going to see a lot of, as I just said, Zach Floyd, and it's going to be fun to see his acceleration and his side-to-side ability. He, like I said, other than Tyner, in my humble opinion, he's probably the most exciting back in Oregon. Like 23 touchdowns last season.
When you say most exciting, is he your number 2 back in the state?
He's not. So, okay. Maybe I should watch what I'm saying. But he's I think we got him at number 4.
Okay.
So, once again, it's all about, size and a lot of other intangibles.
But for the wall-to-wall excitement, as you said, I think if I remember correctly, probably some of the best moves and jukes of anybody around.
Yeah, if we're talking about exciting, that's Zach Floyd. I mean, he's just a a fun kid to watch.
Short gainer, a 2nd and 10, and they come back in the power I formation again. Give to the deep back, Green.
You know, Kaz, a 5'6", $150. He's not afraid to run between the tackles and get in there. So you got to respect that. I mean, he's a tough kid. He's got those jukes, but he'll run between the tackles too.
You know, in the right system though, with his speed, especially in a throwing attack that likes to slip and run into it, he's got the potential there, I would say.
Very versatile, very strong kid. His older brother Ralph was a very successful player here as well.
4.5 to play till halftime. Tigard looking to equalize this one. And tripped up in the backfield, Floyd. Good to see that he is back. And that Green's back. And Floyd will bring it close, but it's going to be a 4th down situation here. About a 4th and 2 for the Tigers. They'll bring Olsen in. You're the only guy I know who can do color commentary and work Twitter at the same time.
You know, I'm not very good at it. Taylor tries to say he's the best, which he is at the Twitter.
You tell him you're not supposed to do it while you're doing the game?
No, he doesn't care.
Yeah, I know. Good jump. It's going to be a 1st and goal there as hopping through the hole was Floyd. But it'll be a 1st and goal for the Tigers from there. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, when we're doing a ball game, your phone blows up faster than a trucker at an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah, I kind of want to throw it. So
you could turn it off.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. So Tigard, it's like we said earlier, Tigard's very tough to stop once they get inside the 5 here. So 1st and 2.
Hodgkins the up back, Floyd the tailback on 1st and goal. And they are running between the tackles and saying, stop us if you can. It is a touchdown for Zach Floyd. A little late on the signal there, and he managed to tuck it through and get it across the line. Now, here's the interesting part. What do the Tigers do? Do they stay on their PATs for now, or do they try to feel the need to equalize?
It's like they're going to equalize.
Jet even comes back out. Hodgkins and Floyd again in the backfield. Looked like there might have been a jump. They're going to try and throw it. Nice, little square out. And a conversion good to Chance Taylor, and we're tied at 22. 8 minutes and 43 seconds in the second quarter played. 6 touchdowns scored so far. Where were you guys in the first quarter?
This is the type of scoring potential that's, that we could see all night long. I mean, this could be a 50, 60-point contest by the time it's done.
Entertainment coming up for you. High school clip band. Tigard High School marching ensemble will be out there this evening.
204 yards of total offense now for Tigard, 174 for Century. 159 pass, 15 rush for Century. 107 rush and 97 pass for Tigard. And again, keep in mind that even average is 99 yards passing a game, so he's hit his weekly average in the first half, much of it with that big bomb over the top to Floyd. Tied at 22.
I think I had a 44-35 prediction on this one.
You did. You had 37-35, and then you stretched it,
Yeah,
right?
Tigard scores a lot of points at home, but Sam Riddle has really proved himself tonight. He's showing what type of athlete that he is. I mean, the kid's not only a good quarterback, but he's an outstanding runner and can just do a lot of things with his feet.
Benny Wick, the kick. Jalen Brandon Martez running on the right side for the first time, and they may not let him go that way again. Miguel Delgado with the tackle for Tigard. And the Jaguars with 3 and change left. They may have the band play for a half hour just so these guys can recover from this quarter.
Yeah. 44-point quarter.
And we still have 3 minutes left.
Yep.
Riddle with twins both ways, one running back. Just a little short out. Completes that to Mitchell. Another catch, and he'll be forced out of bounds there. Tight coverage from Zach Floyd, and you know if you're a coach upstairs, you're immediately saying, oh, put that one away for the out and up a little bit later. They didn't really have a whole lot of coverage over the top on that one. 6 more on that completion. Good step inside by Riddle. Sidearms it right through the hands of his intended receiver. Vance Hamilton could not hang on. He's sensing that pressure on the left side and really doing a nice job of stepping inside every time.
Yeah, he, as you can see, he can just sense it. He knows where the pressure's coming from, and that's once again that unique ability that he has to get himself out of trouble. So that's something that Sam possesses.
How high a level can he go with what you've seen?
Well, I mean, you know, 6'2", 200, D1 AA is right about the area he's at right now. So we'll see. I mean, took a shot there.
Yep, took a shot but got the first down.
So, yeah, Sam right now is more than any kid in the state is really proving himself.
So you're saying a Big Sky type quarterback, for example.
You know, he wasn't on their radar to start the year, but he also hasn't been a starter yet. So, you know, he's one of those kids that definitely.
Somebody should be looking at him.
Yeah, I mean, the first 3-4 games he's going to get that film put together and be able to send that out.
Trips to the left side. Hamilton isolated. They'll run it up the middle with the carry from Wiggins. And he'll take it over the 35-yard line before the Tigers get there.
I think Century is really going to want to use most of this clock and not give Tigard a chance to score again.
And the Jaguars have all 3 of their timeouts left. The Tigers just won.
Yep. They want to get definitely have the momentum on their side going into half.
Mitchell kind of signaling Floyd with press coverage on him here one-on-one. Let's see what happens on the bottom of your screen. They're looking to get him long, and they're not going to get a chance. Big bull rush there up the middle for the Tigers from Jacob Mullen.
And that's a kid that doesn't necessarily do that a bunch. So, I mean, that's where Tigard, having kids like Jacob Mullen step up and get in the mix, that's really going to help.
So instead of looking at doing something dangerous, now you've got a 3rd and 13. You're letting the clock run out in the middle of the field, and you need to pick this one up.
Yep.
Looking to the wide side, steps up through the pressure, circles, pressure behind, and he feels that too. I'll tell you, he's got a little Tarkenton in him, seeing the guy's eyes in the back of his head. He'll be stopped short this time, but he had Nick Duran bearing down on him from behind, and a collective mental lookout from the Century fans.
It's not often you see the quarterback help the lineman up, but I just saw Riddle do that, so that's a little more Riddle for you.
4th and 3, and one would assume the Jaguars will take as much time as they can here. Tigard not using its final timeout, and they are at least in formation to where they will appear to go for it. Look like motion left side of the line, no call. They throw now for Mitchell, and he's got it and out of bounds at the Tigard 41-yard line. Just a simple fade route, and be careful what you say at the end of that play, young man.
That was gutsy. That was definitely gutsy. You know, I mean, to keep let Tigard have the ball back on the 40 there would be what they wanted. So good. I mean,
I'm surprised they're not rotating more help over there to Floyd, though.
He's
on an island right now.
Yeah, and Zach's a very, very good defensive back. So, you know, I mean, give credit to Xavier.
Wide open slot inside the 20, first down on the catch by Vance Hamilton. Century coaches telling them to hurry, hurry. They do have all their timeouts left, though, so I'm surprised they don't take one here and just settle things down. 45 seconds left, time stop while they set the chains at the 19-yard line. Hamilton slotted inside Mitchell now. They go trips wide side. Flag thrown, and it was Hamilton flexed and jumped just a count early, and this will come back 5.
Sam Riddle so far has just been phenomenal. You know, I mean, I think he's more than proven himself. Now we're going to see if he can do this for an entire ball game, which is where, you know, that
we talked a little bit about his possibilities and so on. One thing I see, especially when he throws that slant route, is a tendency to drop down a little sidearm rather than come over the top. Are you seeing that?
Yeah, he's the first couple throws. Actually, that last one that we just saw.
Yeah.
Right now, it is what it is. Get the ball to him, and you know. So But yeah, I mean, he's definitely got some things that he can work on. But once again, think how raw he still is. I mean,
right.
Missed part of last year.
Starter.
Exactly, played receiver. So he's just a super talented 3-sport athlete that is going to do some really big things. I mean, Sam is also a kid that cares a lot. He works hard in the classroom and does good on and off the field.
Not a tough mechanic to change to get the delivery more over the top.
He can definitely do that in a short amount of time, just, working with different guys like Taylor Barton and a host of other guys.
I didn't know there were a host.
Yep.
All right, so the Jaguars do use some time here after that. And I think that's a good decision right there. You just jump, you just kind of tip things off, regroup a little physically, but also mentally, and get everybody on the same page and decide where you're going to go from here. Riddle has that ISO, but I know when he gets a chance, it seems he likes these little combos to the wide side, and he's making good reads.
Xavier's been using his body well. You've seen, I guess you really can't call it a push-off, but they didn't throw a flag, but, kind of pushing off.
Mitchell and Hamilton to the bottom of the screen here. Time, throws, underthrew it, and it's nearly picked. Hamilton was there. Good read by Cos Green as he dropped in.
He catches that ball, he's 90 yards at the house right there.
I don't think Mitchell saw him underneath, and he backpedaled at the last minute. So give Tigard some credit. They are starting to get a little bit of bracket coverage. But, again, if you've got Mitchell where you want him, run that fade to the boundary now.
Yeah, they're going to be well aware now. Yeah. They're definitely going to make the adjustments on that.
Yep. Mitchell is lined up inside now in the 3 wide receiver set this side. Spencer Erickson to the outside, so now you take him and work him wide. A run instead by Riddle up the middle, has downfield blocking. He'll get inside the 10, and it'll be 1st and goal there, and they'll need to take another timeout. There's a heck of a call.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Once again, Sam Riddle, whatever you need him to do, takes off, gets those 10 yards and then some. So, not afraid to lay his shoulder down either.
First down and goal to go for Century.
They did not take a timeout. Clock running with less than 20 seconds left. Riddle to run it again, stops and lobs, and it's intercepted. A bad read there by Riddle, and it's picked off by Anthony Consolo. 2nd interception of the half for the Tigers. Got too greedy.
Yeah, I mean, 11 seconds left and wanted to get in the end zone, get the score before half, and kind of forced it there. So, tough break, but still going into half, barring some big play, not a... This is where they want to be.
I was going to say, on the other hand, it does mean we go in all even, so all that second quarter action just keeps us level. Timeout taken by Tigard. They'll take their final timeout of the half now with 11.7 seconds left. That'll give us time to remind you again, next week, 2 more outstanding games on Friday Night Football and PlayOnSports.com. Jesuit at Sunset in a Metro League showdown. And we'll have a Southwest Washington contest. Skyview, the defending Greater St. Helens League champion and Washington 4A runner-up last year, takes on the new kids on the block, the Camas Papermakers, who move up from 3A to 4A. Skyview with a loss at Central Catholic, and Camas looking to establish themselves as a dominant 4A school. Should be a great showdown next week at Doc Harris Stadium in Camas.
Camas has been awesome. We got them at number 4, Class 4A in the state of Washington right now. Nathan
Which would make them top team in Southwest Washington.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But Skyview right there, we got them at number 5. So.
And don't forget, we've got Union as well. The Titans are in there, and we'll see all 3 of the round-robin games between those 3 schools this year here on PlayOnSports.com.
Very exciting.
But for right now, we're in the Pacific Conference and a big showdown here. And after using that timeout, you know what's going to happen. They'll take a knee, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what they use the timeout for, to practice taking the knee. All right. Fortunately, Century doesn't take a timeout to make them call a different play. And we come to the end of the first half in a wild second quarter of action, as these 2 teams just move the ball up and down the field, over 450 yards of total offense between them, and 6 touchdowns all in the second quarter after we were scoreless at the end of 1. The battle for supremacy in the Pacific Conference continues at Douglas Memorial Field. We'll have our halftime activities on the PlayOnSports.com halftime show coming your way next right now we'll step aside. At halftime, it's the Century Jaguars 22, the Tigard Tigers 22. You're watching Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com.